live anyway, so they'll be able to hear us when we're talking. But fingers crossed, we're back. I've got no idea what's happened there. Vanguard has just bullied my PC. Have you got the link, by the way?
Sorry, I'm not watching the match while we're casting, not at all.
What are you lying for?
You lying for?
Right, let me try it.
Oh, mate. It's
So I
saying
think
connect.
stream.
Have you got the connect through there?
Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? Have I got the one?
Yeah, let's go.
Right, are we back?
Oh shit, I can hear myself.
Right, I think it should be live now. Fingers crossed. God, I love this game. It just.
Wow.
Whenever I see an update on COD, I'm like, it's all well and good. You know, they change stuff in the game, but it's probably going to butcher my PC in the process.
Why can I hear myself?
You can hear yourself because you probably haven't muted Parsec. You need to mute. We're back. We're back. Okay. Apologies, stream. If you've stayed with us, thank you. I love you very much. I don't know what's gone on there. Vanguard, when we re-lobbied up, just killed the stream. So yeah, thanks. Thanks, Vanguard. So we're back now. I hope the players haven't cracked on with their game. Can you see the right monitor? Yeah, perhaps you're all good to go on your send.
I can see everything.
You can
I
see
am
everything.
clear as a bell.
Happy days. Right,
This is
yeah,
what
so
happens
hopefully,
when
guys.
you don't have all the heavy lifting to do,
Yeah.
especially
Right.
in life.
Let's try it again. So let's try and get on with the lads. So hopefully we're good to go. That's the dream. It would be nice to get some Call of Duty back on the screen, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. I swear to God, if this happens in the grand final, I'll be pissed. So yeah, looks as though we're ready. Gavutu. Make sure everyone's on the right sides, and I think we're good to go. Let me tell the lads. Thanks for waiting, guys. Cool. And so sorry with the follow. Thank you very much. So we're back. Right. You haven't missed anything. Don't panic. We're all good. We're getting ready to go into a Gavutu Harp. I can't remember what we were saying, Pablo, to be honest. We were probably waffling some absolute wax.
I was definitely waffling. It was full on waffle. I think we were on like the fourth back and forth. So yeah, the quality had been 100% diluted, but we are back.
Yeah. So I think we're pretty much good to go. I'm just going to make sure that everything is all right in terms of everything else on the stream. I think we're pretty much good to go. I do need to quickly sort this one out. I can sort that out afterwards anyway. So we are loading in, guys, to map number 4 on the Gavutu hardpoint. So hopefully normal business is resumed and we can just focus on Call of Duty rather than me complaining about Vanguard on my computer. So
Mate, that is normal business, isn't it?
yeah, literally, that's just standard procedure, I think, for us at this stage, isn't it, really?
Man, imagine they said like a couple of months ago that the iterations of Call of Duty are going to go to 2 years rather than every year. Imagine we had the second year of Vanguard. It's time to break out the Prozac, folks.
So incentive. If you did miss map number 3, Pablo, they looked hella good on it, didn't they? 3-0 on that Tuscan control. They couldn't have asked for anything better, really, on their end of it. And going into the Gavutu now, this is their opportunity to obviously push it towards the game 5. And I think we're lobbying up again. I think the lobby's chalk. This game. But anyway, back to us waffling. And hopefully, when they really lobby up, it doesn't kill my computer again. So if I disappear, guys, Vanguard has ruined us. But one thing actually, Pablo, we were actually going to mention, obviously, since the update, the mantling noises. I don't know if it's still the case now or whether they've patched it like quickly or not. So if any of you guys in the chat know, obviously they had an issue, obviously, with I think. So before, the normal characters, whenever you climb something, it's like, ugh, ugh, ugh. Yeah. So you can hear them from everywhere.
Even the female characters were like, ugh.
Yeah, and even so, it was only a couple of the female characters on the game. I think it was Beatrice where you couldn't hear them. So that's why everyone runs the same character.
Yeah.
But apparently, since the update, you could hear the grunts again, whether or not.
But yeah, they've basically made the grunts across all characters now.
Yeah, literally.
Which is going to make S&D just tremendous, isn't it? Especially you're looking at Tuscan just trying to sneak your way into fire. You're trying to maybe just jump into top church. It's just all that grunting is just going to give you away. So yeah, it's going to be with that and trophies this next week. Maybe not today, but over the weekend in the 2K, if they do implement it, it's going to be struggle bus for a lot of players who take time to adapt. So expect, the teams that are going to do well this weekend are probably the ones who are going to be able to adapt to the changes the quickest.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an exciting weekend nonetheless. But again, yeah, we've got to concentrate on these games though, and right now not having to deal with it too much. No trophy system, so just think if we had those trophy systems in place, we probably wouldn't have seen that amazing 3-piece nade or that round-winning nade at the end of Gavutu Control. So we're still on with the kind of weird mid-season Vanguard. No changes as of yet, and brand new day still with the slight advantage, Mage 2-1, and they go into a hard point where you would expect them to have the advantage if you were a betting man. But in terms of esports, they've got that momentum. Whether this small break has really killed that and made them a little cold, we're going to find out very soon.
Well, I hope if that is the case, they don't hate me for it. If they just please forward all anger to Sledgehammer Games. I promise this was not my intention. But yeah, obviously the little break to regain. I mean, arguably, if you're an incentive player, you want to get straight towards map 4 after that map 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But I'm just quickly checking. Because JC was just asking what was happening. So the guys are obviously lobbying up again. So we've got a bit more time to kill in the meantime, Pablo. But yeah, it's hopefully an update with the trophy systems. And FPS, thank you very much for the follow, buddy. Much appreciated. Oh no, hang on. I haven't got my stream deck thing open because otherwise you wouldn't hear it. Thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. So yeah, trophy systems. I mean, it's from what we understand, I think it's an ability, isn't it? Like Ninja.
Yeah,
I do believe so.
It's like the armor plate in Ninja. You've got to earn it over time, or it'll be quicker if you get kills or whatever. At the minute, I think there are a few glitches. It kind of deploys in a weird way and whatever. But again, it's got, from what I can see, it's got a long animation. So we're so used to trophies where you would just get them. You could, you think about Cold War, you could just pop them on top of a building. You had this ability to just launch them for miles. This seems to be a much chunkier, much slower animation. So again, it's a considered choice. We've played without them for so long. A player's going to are they going to choose when to use them, or maybe use them in a Gavutu hardpoint so we can, protect P3 potentially, or I wonder what kind of rationale is going to be employed in order to maybe pick them over certain maps and maybe not use them. We're so used to not playing them, do you know what I mean? And the excuse was ridiculous that they're not realistic. Just mind blowing.
I mean, we're here eventually. I mean, albeit it is April, but better late than never. And Johnny's asking when map 4 is starting. The guys just had to sort out a couple of things with cons and connection, Johnny, and they were patient enough when Vanguard killed my computer. So we are now actually loading into Gavutu Hardpoint. This is the third time, so hopefully third time's the charm. That's what they say anyway. And
were you looking for a legal way out?
Johnny's got his notepad out. He's straps ready. It's like, is this a forfeit for the grand final? Or is it?
Stop clock forms, legal team, everyone at the ready.
One thing we've learned from Johnny is he will do anything to win. He doesn't take any prisoners. He's not here to make friends. He's here to earn bread and move on.
And we love him for it.
Yeah,
what a player. So yeah, we get to see him again though, guys. If you're watching, we're going to be heading into the grand finals in a couple of games time, potentially at the end of this particular map, Gavutu Hardpoint. We might be heading in as brand new day, a 2-1 up incentive esports with it all to play for. They really do need to make it good, and they're going to have the hardest battle. Brand new day looks so good against Snackleboxes.
Well, for God's
sake,
this
first map
it again. I don't know what's going on. They've obviously they've disconnected. They've had enough. I think the guys of Incentive are having a Western Supermare, as I like to refer to it as, because they're I mean, they're still playing the game. They haven't ended the lobby. Everyone's left. Now it's ended. Not quite sure what's going on, guys. Obviously, we'll try and keep you posted and updated with what's going on. I think Vanguard's just killing everyone's game, computer, you name it. Vanguard will kill it. So
mate, I had to work some magic just to be able to get it to load yesterday. I was like in the file system changing checkboxes in properties just to get the thing to load. So the worst case, I actually considered the fact that if they realized that there was an issue in terms of loading the game, if they've then patched it and everyone's gone and changed all the checkboxes over the runner's administrator in the file system, then it's probably cocked it up at that end as well. So God knows what's going on right now. Vanguard playing true to form, just going to make us play some deep late Call of Duty grand final action. But I'm sure the guys in Snackleboxes are going to be happy to hold on for a second or two. But yeah, it's just Vanguard playing silly buggers right now.
Yeah, so Zero said they were all on 100 ms on ping, so fingers crossed we can find a host that is not so brutal to those lads, because rocking out on 100 ping, they'd still be better than us combined, probably. Let's be honest, even if they're on 500 ping with no thumbs and blindfolded. So hopefully we can get cracking in towards this one.
We are
like. That's
you just described me.
That's just every day, pretty much, isn't it? It's just a normal game for us, guys. But it looks as though we're lobbying back up again. So hopefully, I said third time's a charm. Maybe it's fourth time's a charm. Who knows? But we'll have to see. Just checking what the guys are saying in the chat. Right, so they're lobbied up again. Fingers crossed. Prayers in the chat. We can actually get into it again. So apologies for the delay, guys. We do appreciate all your patience, because I caused the delay, and now it's through no fault of the players.
You didn't cause it, did you? It's a system issue.
But it was me who went. So we'll have to see, anyways. But I think they're loading in. Right, I'll play the animation again. So everyone's probably getting sick of it now. It's like we've seen the same thing. Four things
back on
running.
The beach.
Yeah, exactly. Back in everyone's beloved map, and you love to hate it on Gabutu. Right. Hopefully, actually, I'm not going to say anything because I think I'll jinx it again. But
buckets and spades, deck chairs, towels. Get the sun lotion out. We are back to the beach where the fires are raging.
It's quite literally buckets and spades and hand grenades, isn't it? On this one, hi ho, hi ho.
Absolutely. Let's hope we can see some more three pieces with the nades, round winning kills. But yeah, it's been a wild one so far. But hopefully it's gonna be a little bit better now. We are gonna see Brand New Day take on Incentive Esports. It's game 4. And we are actually on board 2-1 right now. It's a Brand New Day. Trunk with the first blood, and Incentive Esports going to get a little bit of early time over towards P1. It's a classic contest kill. Right now, Isaac looking to do some business. And again, the one player we talk about who can do this, he's going to get important kills. And if he's playing well, Brand New Day tend to play with themselves. 3-0 right now, getting some time, and they're already looking strong. And the question is, are they going to be able to deal with number 7, who is in middle right now, 0, just waiting for that opportunity. And as I say, that Major, he gets absolutely bodied. Great start for Brand New Day.
Yeah, this is a hell of a start for the lads in red. They are starting to push this lead out a little bit. They will break back in, though, Incentive, but number 4, Dizzy's going to try and grab as much time as he can and doesn't miss a bullet onto Calvin to grab a cheeky 2-piece right off the start there and secure even more time on the P1, and they've got the P2 as well on lockdown, Pablo, and this is what we spoke about. Brand New Day on this map are very, very good at it, and they are really putting Incentive Esports to the sword after they had an incredible map 3, so it's just swung completely back again.
Yeah, and this is, you know, interests me that at 49-4, we know that Johnny's watching this, and we know that maybe the guys from Snacklebox have got one eye on this. Is this going to feature in the potential kind of veto process? It's probably a good idea to not let these guys rock a Gavutu hardpoint, because they just seem so capable on it. They don't take the foot off the gas. I do say that Zero manages to get a 2-piece, so that might give them a little bit of P2 control. It's a good chunk of time if they're able to keep hold of it. But the boys from Brand New Day are in and around boat right now. Calvin gets a pick. Verzix follows up with a nice pick as well, but 60-17 right now is a hell of a lead, and potentially going now, the race is on, Major, for that P3 control. With number 5, it is going to be Trunk with the responsibility to potentially not just get that true carrier position, but you know, get those first handful of picks. And Major, nades are going to go out right now.
Oh, and there's the spot from Pack just to jump up the side there of the wall. He gets a second as well, and his teammates are mopping players up at the moment, as that's 3 down. They're in the hill. They've got the players watching over the top of that man in the hill as well, Pablo, which is the main thing that we talk about. All they've got to do really is just watch their lanes, keep their heads down, and just hope that Pack doesn't have a god nade land right on his bonds, because they are really running away with this map already.
Mate, the setup is absolutely beautiful. You've got a turret like Isaac who just cannot be stopped right now. They even get a team kill and they've still got P3 control. They've taken a dirty amount of time on this hill, 24 seconds. They've taken the lion's share of this time, and Isaac and JC just teaming up to do really, really big work. Isaac's 12-5. He's approaching triple positive at 22 seconds, but more importantly, the chase is now on, as it looks like Incentive Esports have essentially chalked the scrap time. I'm going to look to get set up, but they are not going to be even close. You can see them watching mid right now, looking for that push across. They're potentially going to see Isaac. If they can drop him, this is going to be a huge kill, but the timing is off. He manages to get the kill. It's going to be Trunk who drops Isaac. That is a huge one, but right at the back, Major, is JC right there. Mr. Wiley, he does get dropped though. That is a huge kill right there from Trunk, back straight away as Dizzy and Pack look to make the offense towards P4.
Yeah, and Trunk at the moment is going to try and keep his head down because his players are falling by the wayside around him. He's going to need help, though, and here comes the Brigade of Red Arrows. There's another one. Rizix is going to trade out, though. They're going to look for the team shots onto Dizzy in the back, and they've still got to deal with Isaac, who is trying to play his life, but it's so difficult with those spawns when you're getting bottlenecked down towards that cliffside. Nades and tacticals out. They're going to try and at least clear one, if not two, of those players off the hill. Trunk round the corner. Nice shots from JC. They still know that Calvin's here, but more importantly, Pablo, they've got the scrap time, but you can already see that Isaac is already sectioning off that portion of the map, ready for the P5.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful that they push from the front. They're able to just leave one player on the kill to get the maximum amount of scrap time that's given them that 118 score. But not only that, they've got themselves beautifully set up. Lovely coverage across the map, and they're going to get a solid chunk of time on P5 before the team in yellow get even close. Look at how much information that they can gather. If they get a couple of picks right now, this is potentially curtains right here for Incentive Esports. And look at how much free time. They're 20 seconds before the yellow arrow has even got stepped foot close to that hill. So huge plays from the team in red, and they've stolen themselves an absolute bottleneck of time. Five streak right there across the board for Brand New Day on the 7. 13-11 from Dizzy, and you've got to look at Pack, who's gone absolutely huge, backed up by Isaac as well. That has been a huge place for them. Finally, Incentive Esports are going to see some hill time, but not for long and Major. This has been a dominant performance right now from Brand New Day.
Yeah, Zero's got a lot of responsibility on this next hill. He's got a few players around him, but he's going to get taken down by none other than Pack, who is having a hell of a map. Him and Isaac are really starting to carry in terms of just raw gun skill and raw numbers at the moment for kills. Trunk's going to try and get in, but it's going to be the same result for him. The one thing that Incentive have got to try and resist the temptation to do is push in one at a time, but that is exactly what is happening at the moment, and Brand New Day are absolutely ripping them for it. They're going in one at a time. They need to just try and compose themselves a little bit here, Pablo. This is what we spoke about on Gavutu. If you can't compose yourself, it gets away from you so quickly, and we are witnessing this exactly in 4K right now.
Yeah, absolutely. When you've got Zero, the big master slayer that you expect to go off, is on 6 and 21 with only 14 seconds. He is absolutely triple and more triple negative. That is not what you want to see from your star player, and he's not getting the kind of support that you would expect. Calvin, you know, he's trying his hardest. It's not going away. 100-second deficit right now, and the boys in Brand New Day are having an absolute blast at the beach. Again, they just look so good. You know, they could get the deck chairs out, the sun cream, the sunglasses on, because they are walking away with this game right now. 188 to 75, and they are in, you know, the what you could consider the Goldilocks zone right now. They can take the foot off the gas. They can get 10-20 seconds off the next remaining kills. Zero frustration coming out of the young Frenchman as he gets the body shots in, Major. This has been an incredible performance from the boys in red.
Well, I'll tell you what, at the moment he's shooting bodies, but he needs to shoot the live ones too, because he's really struggling at the moment. He's triple negative. His teammates need him now more than ever. He's going to get a pick onto JC, and more importantly, his team get on the hill, but now they need to try and hold it. Are they going to make the read that Isaac's up top here? Man on the tank. Zero's going to fall yet again. Are the trades going to be nearby here as they still soak up the time? It's 2:04 to 90 at the moment. It has been an absolute blowout, but one thing that they do have, a bit of a silver lining, is they've got Rizix in the back. He needs to try and maybe take down more than one. It is only going to be the one kill, but they do get the man on the hill, and they do have Zero nearby again, so they need to try and keep an eye over the top of these players. If they can get to P1, get locked into position, this hill will be made a hell of a lot easier. But Pablo, they need this hill perfect, and they need the next one probably as well if they're going to have a sniff of this map.
Mate, they've been gifted the opportunity to get themselves set up. The boys from Brand New Day a little slow on the push. They are going to get the kills, though, as Pack and Dizzy team up to drop those players with ease. Way too easy getting them off. No support from P1 Ring. No support at all from the ARs, and that's going to cause Incentive Esports to get absolutely bodied off the hill. And they're doing it again. They're going to kill feed the hill one more time. They're going in one at a time, and it's costing them dear right now. They're going to give Brand New Day 20 or more seconds. This is not the performance you want. They needed to get strong as a team and provide the support for each other. Brand New Day looking so composed, looking really strong, and already Incentive Esports looking to chalk P3.
Yeah, and they've chalked it, but every time they do it, Brand New Day just edge their way ever closer to that grand final. It will now put them, what, 12 seconds? No, 11 towards the end of that hill. They need one hell of a hold now. Dizzy looking to try and push his way down the beach side. They've also got the deal with Isaac, who's been so good again. They are starting to slow down a little bit in terms of kills. Isaac Hasn't been quite as quickly out the blocks as he was earlier on, but now they've got the important part done. Brand new day. They've got the back spawns, and now all they need to do is just play this carefully, get the trades in the hill, but Zero gets a big double. Can they manage to get these plays out the back? Frizzix mopping up there. Oh my goodness, big kills again from him. 30 seconds still remain on this hill with 239 versus 137, Pablo. It just feels inevitable at this point. As soon as the break comes through, which it might potentially come through now, maybe not, it's just going to be so hard.
I mean, a couple of times Incentive Esports have just made the wrong decision. They didn't look like they got set up comfortably on P4 from the outset. They had three players stacked. And then when they do get stacked up, they push a player so far over to bridge that it's not nearly good enough. And that's going to allow Brand New Day to not only get back onto P4, but to win it on P4 as well. In a position they should never have done it. They don't just get the Gavutu hardpoint, they get the series, and they are back in the grand final to face off against Snackleboxes. These are the two teams about to face off for that Toronto package right there. And despite the heroics of the boys from Incentive, it's not going to be enough. And Major, they look so strong on Gavutu hardpoint, man. They look really good. You've got to consider that that's got to be their primary choice in the veto process.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're the boys of Snacklebox, I was about to say Snacky Boxes then, of Snackleboxes, because I can't read my own handwriting. You're looking at that and you're saying, get Gavutu out. Probably the way it went last time and the way they've seen it there, they look very, very good on it. It's a map that, where they met before, they've now got the opportunity to kind of put the forefront in and try and just say, right, okay, we're working on certain limited information, but one thing we can say is they're probably going to be good at Gavutu again. So last game, or last series, should I say, between these two was a 3-2, but it's still, even with certain map changes, it wouldn't surprise me with these two in the grand final if we, again, get another game 5.
Mate, I'll be honest, if you're Snackleboxes right now, you've got to think about two things. You've got to ban Gavutu, because if you get that hardpoint ban, you know that you're potentially going into a hardpoint where you've got a challenge. If you get it banned on Control, if they go into a Tuscan, they looked shocking on Tuscan. Incentive absolutely dominated that Tuscan Control. They got that to the game forward. It looked like they were going to do okay, but yet that Tuscan Control is definitely not one of the strengths for Brand New Day. So good opportunities right now. I'm sure there's plenty of conversations going on between Snake Runner and Luke about what maps to pick, and you've got to think, are they so strong on Gavutu hardpoints? Should we let them have it? Are they so weak on Tuscan Control? Should we maybe factor that into our game? I don't think they give 10 tiny shites about S&D. I think they're quite comfortable on any S&D map. So big choices about to be made, and the real question is, how are Brand New Day going to approach dealing with Snacklebox now?
Yeah, so guys, grand final is upcoming. We'll obviously wait for the players to do their relative vetoes, and we will be back with that gameplay straight after. And hopefully the stream doesn't die. That would be nice. So yeah, we'll be back with that one very shortly. Obviously the replay of those clips in that previous series are now up on your screen, so feel free to grab your drinks, grab your food, because it is grand final time, and we could have 2 best of 5s in this one, potentially both going game 5. So get yourself locked in, guys. We will be back in just a short moment with the grand final between Brand New Day and Snackleboxes.
Cristiano Ronaldo, Suey.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day. Welcome back, guys. Thank you very much for your patience. We are finally here for grand finale time. So it's either going to be Snackle Boxes or brand new day on the planes to Toronto to represent EU once again in the Challengers LAN, hosted by the beautiful Canadians. But Pablo, we're back again. This was our first matchup that we had this evening. It ended absolutely brilliantly with a banging series when it ended 3-2. Obviously, the boys of Snackle Boxes, they came through the winner's side. They're obviously in the top tier of this grand final. So brand new day. They've got to take 2 best-of-5s off of them, which isn't going to be easy. And it wouldn't surprise me here if we get, again, another absolute banger of a series with these two.
I mean, I've got gas and air right here just for the additional breath, because the last time we had it completely taken away in probably one of the most epic endings to a Gavutu control that you're ever likely to see. We've seen crazy to the buzzer Kobe style nade go over. We saw a triple nade. We saw some unbelievable heart coming out of the boys from Brand New Day to take it to that game 5. But again, it went all the way at times. They came back so strong in the final S&D that, you know, we've got to say the Brand New Day definitely a solid team, but they've got to come back and do what they weren't able to do in the winners final, which is put Snackle Boxes under pressure. They're gonna have to do something in S&D if they want to reset this bracket and get themselves the opportunity to get that Toronto package right now, because Snackle Box is looking very, very good. You know, the map set is so intriguing going into this. It's blown my mind that they've let this map set through. I'm completely at odds with how it is, but it's insane. This is going to be so exciting, this grand final.
Yeah. So for anyone who did miss it, this is the the players that we have got here. Mr. JC Wiley, Isaac, Dizzy T, and not Pac-12 Convention or whatever the hell Twitter decided to add.
Network.
I would like to formally apologise to Pac because I have no idea how that has tagged him in the Twitter. Pac, if you're there, brother, I am so sorry for that. It was just, I don't even know. I literally copied my old tweet, so I don't know what Twitter's done there. But yeah, the boys are Brand New Day, JC Wiley, Isaac, Dizzy, and Pac, and then obviously Snackle Boxes. You all know these boys, Snake, Johnny, Runner, and Sean. So with this map set, Pablo, we were like, okay, boys, if you're Snackle Boxes, don't let a Gavutu in. What's happened? We got Gavutu. We got 2 of them again. So, and, oh, Mr. Henry, there's a name and a half. Thank you very much, Henry. Much appreciated, buddy. What a man. What an absolute beamer. Good to hopefully see you back on the 6 again soon, Henry. Thank you very much, mate. So, we've got the Gavutu in again, Pablo. I didn't expect it, but here we are. Not quite sure really what to make of it.
I mean, my mind's blown. Let's not forget the Gavutu hardpoint was an absolute destruction. Brand New Day dominated from the outset. They had a little spell in the middle where things didn't quite go their way, but other than that, they looked solid. And let's be perfectly honest, if it wasn't for the heroics coming out of that round, you know, winning moment right there from Snackle Boxes, Brand New Day were 2-0 up in control. They looked absolutely flying. So, I mean, Snackle Boxes just thinking, let's do it again. We can rest on our laurels. We can potentially do this in S&D. They cut it so fine in that control round that it could go either way. You know, they play the same. It could go either way. I mean, it was to the buzzer on one of the rounds and probably the closest. I mean, it was so close we couldn't read it. We couldn't read the play. It was that the margins were that fine. So I am mind blown that the boys, I mean, they might think, well, reset the bracket. We've got another 5 that we can play. We're going to win. Maybe they've got that level of confidence, but maybe they just want to prove us wrong, and that first set of maps was an anomaly. You know, maybe the confidence and the ego is there. They're like, oh, you know, screw them. We're going to ego tell them back on Gavutu, get them back to the beach, and let's throw down again. Yeah, and a quick shout out to Detru J for the follow, and for some others that I did miss. Apologies, guys. So Marshy, Darren, is it Quanny? Thank you very much. Sasori, FPS, Shirky, Solid Impact. Apologies if I missed anyone. Zarox. Geez, there's been so many. Turzy, and thank you very much for everyone who's obviously been chilling in the stream, because we had a slight technical issue where OBS completely hit the floor. But we're all good to go now, and hopefully we are now in a position where we can get cracking with the grand final. We're just waiting on a couple more players to lobby up, and then we can get into this one. So obviously that first series that we saw, Pablo, where Snackle Boxes, they had their moments where they looked very, very good. Obviously the map 2 search, 6-1, and then they managed to take the final search and destroy. If you're looking at them, you're kind of saying, pretty much just do the same thing again and just try and pinch a respawn, because their search and destroy
it did look immaculate, especially in that Berlin, and we've got that again now. Not map 2 this time, map 5, but it's still an opportunity for those lads to show again what they can do.
It's in reverse. They
Yeah.
played Tuscan S&D for the final map last time. They look solid on Berlin S&D anyway. But I don't know. I just think they were things were too close for them in those respawn rounds. So you got to consider that if fortune goes the way of Brand New Day and the control, they look so good on Gav control. That could potentially be a 2-1 point right there. Going into hard points, Snackle boxes again. It came down to huge plays by 2 individual players towards part of the P1 in the third rotation. That's they're fine margins. They're not dominant performances. So going into those map sets with that level of confidence, I mean, have they underestimated? Are they complacent about the capabilities of Brand New Day? Because if I'm Brand New Day right now, I'm thinking, actually, we've got a really good opportunity to reset the bracket and put them under some pressure.
Yeah, so guys, if you are just joining us, if you've got your hydration and you've got your snacks with you, this is the map set, as Pablo was covering. We've got, again, double Berlin, double Gavutu, and a Tuscan in there. We're starting off with the Gavutu this time. The last time on this one, Brand New Day, they looked very, very good on it. We just seen how good they are on it, and they've got it back in again. So I don't know what they've been saying to the boys of Snackle Boxes, like, please, just let us get this one in, please, just do us a favour. So it has managed to get back in, and kind of focusing on this map 1, Pablo, as we think about it. I suppose the main thing that they've got to do is try and keep Isaac quiet, because we've seen him in multiple respawns be very, very good with that AR in his hand. He's had a couple of maps where he's been a bit quiet, but predominantly for large portions that we've seen him on anyway, he's been very consistent in putting up big numbers for this team in terms of slaying in these respawns. And when he does well, this team does very, very well in them.
Yeah, and what's beautiful about him is when he does badly, he usually still gets massively important kills. So his position and his choice of where he goes really does play into his hands really well. If he's against a team who are going to give him an inch, he's going to take a mile, he's going to drop a 30 or a 40 bomb. But even when he's up against it and the pressure's on, he still gets vital kills. You're still seeing him, get those breach kills, get the kills on that first wave of players as they come over into the hard point. So even if you see him go negative, he's still contributing quite effectively. He'll always get time. And one thing I do love about him is his coverage he gives the SMG players. He's a great turret. He will just sit and overwatch and just get the kills. So it gives your more aggressive members of the team the confidence to go into the hill, breach, try and get one pick, get supported and play your life. Yep. And that's ultimately what's given them the time on this Gavutu hardpoint time and time again. They get the contest in P1. They're already set up for P2. They get ring control for P3, and they're just so good at pushing from the front for P4. So again, Snackle Boxes really got to again, if you're a betting man, the odds are against them in this map. But this is where you got to talk about pedigree. These 4 players for Snackle Boxes, you just feel like they could step through another gear at any given time. And if they all start firing on cylinders, this could get really messy for Brand New Day.
Yeah, so this is the one, although we don't like to call it early. Brand New Day, they're going to probably look to this map and be like, right, okay, we need to lean on this one. We need to make sure that we did exactly what we did before and just try to improve the things that we were a bit rough on in that last best of 5. And if they do that, they probably swing one of those games and they manage to take the series. So it's just whether or not they can put that into practice. And as you mentioned, Pablo, the roster that they're up against, obviously they're not going to allow them to do it by any means any easier. Apologies. And one thing that we should expect as well from both of these teams, especially Snackle Boxes, that kind of that pace to adapt with the quality of players that Snackle Boxes have. You anticipate themselves that they will make improvements as a 4 as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they will have learned. I mean, where's the sense in letting the boys from Brand New Day have access to 2 Gavutus, which they're so strong on? So there's some confidence there from Snackle Boxes, maybe a little bit of ego there as well. But I think the boys in blue this time round probably won't allow it to happen. Although right now we are seeing almost a replica. But Sean tries to throw the cat among the pigeons and get a couple of picks. But again, it's just been a great performance from the outset from Brand New Day. This time round, it is going to be the boys in blue looking to break things up and try and get a little bit of that final scrap time on P1, but already a total change. You can see right now, the Snagglebox is getting set up for P2, and this is the big thing. Now they need to get these picks and need to get these kills. Sean goes off, looks to the trade, but again, it isn't forthcoming, and this is going to be a good opportunity. But Major, as far as I remember, in the previous Gavutu hardpoint, the boys in red were just able to almost just swan on into this hardpoint.
Yeah, and this is what they're looking to try and do again. Dizzy's going to pick one off. Snake's going to get taken down as well as he just hops onto the tank, and now all of a sudden, number 8, Johnny's got a bit of work to do because there's a few players around him, and Pack doesn't miss a shot onto him, so they're going to try and flood him. But at the moment, the reinforcements are there for those players, and that was a godly nade. It literally deflected off the tank and up into the top of boat. I don't think I've ever seen that one before, but they are going to break in potentially. No, they're not actually, as Snake and Runner both get picks, but this is the man, Isaac. You got to watch out for him if he starts going on one of his mad streaks that we've seen so many times. This is something we come to expect from him now, and if he gets going, and it looks as though Pack has got the memo that he's going to try and do it himself. Back to an even game though, Pablo. Snaggleboxes, they've done a really good job on that hill. They don't, however, have the rotation towards the next one. One thing Brand New Day have done is made sure that they've kept them pinned back over that side of the map.
Yeah, really unusual placement there from Runner. Decides to go way back into the front of P4, just looking for anyone potentially around the back, and that's going to cost them big. They've got no real coverage, but that spawn comes out. Number 4 there, you just saw from Dizzy, spawns out all the way over towards the back. That little bit of control right there from number 7 in Snake, just giving the boys in blue that small advantage in terms of spawns, and they're going to get onto the P3, and this is something we did not see in that first round. Nice plays from them, and they're going to have a little bit of coverage over towards Ring, and they're going to get that support in now. Number 6 in Runner, who's having a blinding game so far, is just going to provide Sean with that little bit of support, and he's putting up some great numbers in this game. He's already 11-6. He's on a 5 streak looking for that glide, and right now he doesn't get it though. Isaac, the player we talk about, he might not be on great numbers, but he gets the big kills, and that is a huge one right there from Sean, who was on a 6 streak at the time.
Yeah, and that P3 is a hell of a big improvement compared to what Snaggleboxes weren't even able to really do the last time these two met in that winners final on the Gavutu hardpoint. So already a better start from Snaggleboxes, but now Brand New Day, they are on the next hill. They're locked in and ready to go. You can see Snake is going to be going all the way down that beach side to see if he can maybe get a pick. Isaac is going to absolutely beam him there. So Snake punished for missing a few shots, and Isaac just absolutely bodies Johnny as well to go along with him. So it's already 20 seconds down, Pablo. Brand New Day are already controlling that proportion of the map, and it looks as though Snaggleboxes have even struggled to get close to it so far.
Yeah, and one thing I do like about Brand New Day is they're not shy in setting up as strong as possible. They're not shy in getting some coverage and trying to get some plays. Right now, though, number 3 in JC with a huge job, and he gets absolutely bodied by Runner. And honestly, I do feel like Snaggleboxes are going to rely on Runner so much in this series. Is if he plays really well, they could go, because he can be super aggressive, and it's exactly what they need. Snakes just managed to come off the struggle bus. He was riding round Gavutu right there, but manages to do well. But we just see a 4-man wipe for Brand New Day, and that's going to be important. It brings it back to 10 seconds, and we are definitely back to a game on, and Brand New Day just starting to look really comfortable right now. And I just get a feeling that if Isaac continues that march on 13 and 12 and he gets some support, this could start to get difficult for Snaggleboxes very, very quickly.
Yeah, and those spawns for Snaggleboxes in that occasion just allowed them to push into the hill a hell of a lot more aggressively and quicker than they would have done if they were having to leg it all the way from the back of P4. So they've got a couple of players still locked in position. JC is going to work his way around slowly. He might get some good timing there onto Johnny, so Johnny going to have absolutely nothing more in that one as he gets taken down. His teammate Runner going to try and go for the trade, but JC again just locking down the respective lane. Snake will finally trade him out. They are going to try and soak up some remaining time here. And Brand New Day just showing again that their aggression to push out certain lanes is just going to allow them a bit more map control over towards that next hill. And that's exactly what JC's done here. Big kill, though, from Runner to at least allow him to get up towards the high ground of P1. There are still players, though, collapsing on him. Is he going to make the read? Into ring he goes. Takes down Isaac. They're going to manage to drop alongside JC and Dizzy as well. That's a 4-man wipe, Pablo. And now Snaggleboxes get set up.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great strategy, but it's great play. Individual, superb play from Runner. Gets the two-piece in ring and manages to get back that control, despite the fact that Brand New Day looked solid on the remaining scrap time on P5 and actually looked good going into P1. Well, that fell apart very quickly, and that resurgent lead's gone back in there almost at 30 seconds. Snacklebox is doing so much better than the previous encounter. They've got this control, but they're also setting up to try and get that mid-map control and gain as much information as possible. Number 2 has made his way from lower all the way around, but he's going to get dealt with very easily by Snake, who's on 7 on an 11 and 10. What a resurgence from your team captain right there. JC looking to cause as many problems as he can over towards ring, but with only 4 seconds remaining, it's too little too late off that hill. And Major Snackleboxes with a 52-second lead right now.
Yeah, and they are in a position where they've got them spawning over the side that they're probably going to want them at. They're going to take down one player, pistol out. Oh, thought Runner was going to grab the second as well. He was incredibly close, but they are pushing this lead out incredibly quickly now. 60 seconds is the difference and growing, as it's going to be Sean trying to stay alive on the point, but Isaac flies in. He's able to do what we've seen so many times as he grabs a couple of kills. It looks as though Johnny is just going to wait before he flies in, potentially. There's the first pick, though. Can he grab the second? There's another man ready and waiting around the corner. It's such a bizarre sight seeing Johnny with an assault rifle, but he's making it work at the moment. And his teammates at the moment, Pablo, this is the thing we talked about before. They're all kind of pulling their own weight. There's no incredible underperforming player. You've obviously got Runner, probably the best out of the bunch. But at the moment, 60-point lead. They've got the rotations and new. They just need to keep this going.
Mate, your foundational player right there is Johnny W. 18 and 19. He's got a minute on the clock. He's got other players chasing him for time of 53 on Snake, but that is a foundational play right there. That's someone providing you the opportunity to go and get the numbers like Runner is doing, 20 and 17. And we said from the outset, Runner is the kind of player that can put up numbers, and if he gets aggressive and, you know, just utilizes his own air and accuracy, then they can do really well. Right now, it's probably not as strong a performance as they'd like. There is only about 30 seconds in it, but these teams are so reasonably closely matched up that you would expect this to be fairly tight. Brand New Day just look to be coming back. They've got solid P3 control right now, and if they can get the picks, they're going to bring this back, man. This is starting to get squeaky bum time if you're Snackleboxes, because you're going to have to step through another gear if you want to deal with this right now.
Yeah, and JC's close. He's over halfway to streaks. It might just be the ammunition that's going to be his enemy here. Sean's going to fly in. He will get on the point, but look at number 7 on the map. Snake's already at the new hill, but they are still going to spawn in the back. Snake just playing up patiently over towards that cliffside. Runner is going to spot a couple of players, so Snake still waiting. He's been here for a while. I'm surprised he didn't push around the back, considering there were so many bodies over towards that hill, over towards P3, but they are in the lead and pushing this out themselves here, Brand New Day, so they are going to have to work some magic themselves now, Snacklebox. This is where we talk about the regain of teams, just playing it patiently, and now they're starting to feed JC, who's one away from his glide bomb now, and this might be the final nail in the coffin if he gets it. That's a huge kill from Sean. No streaks coming through for Brand New Day. They're going to try and make the break round the back, and now this is the opportunity. Sean's blocking spawns. Round the back he goes, takes down Isaac. It's just going to be Pack last man alive in the back, going for the trade. Can he take him down? Yes, he can. A huge kill and a huge bit of play there from Sean to allow his team to get those close spawns, because this second of time, Pablo, they are really going to be crucial now.
Yeah, huge plays, Major. Sean and Runner both teaming up to put up big numbers right now. But look at those kills from Brand New Day. Every single player into the 20s and way beyond. They've had such an amazing second half of this game. The second rotation has gone entirely their way. They are now only 22 seconds away from wrapping this game, where they look like they were bodied in that first rotation. And Snackleboxes, maybe it's ego, maybe it's confidence, but a little bit of complacency. Dave again chose this map where Brand New Day just look completely solid. The game is not over though. Dizzy needs to go big in P5. He's not able to do it, but no one right now getting onto the hill. Runner is going to make an attempt, but more importantly, they've still got spawns for this P5 area, and Brand New Day, Major, are going to have to fight from the front if they want to win this game.
Yeah, but if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be them. Number 4, Dizzy, just flies through. It's actually going to be the teammate that knocks him down, and Runner will still be near to it. So he will be able to soak up more time, and you just got to feel for Snacklebox now. If they can get towards P1, this is doable. They're still trailing by a little bit. 18 seconds is all that is remaining for Brand New Day to get this done, but Pack's going to check at the wrong time, and a big two-piece from Luke means that it's going to allow himself to get potentially in the hill, but you can see that Isaac is just working his way down the beach side. If Johnny can spot him here, this is going to be a big kill. He needs to get the kill, and he does. Johnny manages to take him down, so now Luke on the heady will get taken down. They need to try and trade these players out efficiently, but Johnny's still playing his life so well, and now they've got the bodies in the hill. Oh my goodness, brand new day. They just need to regain here. They just need to regroup and push in. And if anyone's going to do it again, it's just Isaac every single time, it feels like. But 20 seconds remain. In the ring he goes. Can his teammates get the kill? Isaac with a pistol. And that might be map 1 done. 5 seconds remaining. Can they touch it? Number 6 runner needs to try and just spearhead in towards the hill. He can't do it. And it's going to go the way of the boys in red. Brand new day. Take first map.
Oh my days, at times I did think Snaggleboxes were going to push onto that P1, and despite the heroics of Runner, just not enough in the end. Brand new day, absolutely resurgent in that final rotation. They dominated those final few hills. Great plays from them, lovely setups again towards P4. You've got to ask the question, Major, what are Snaggleboxes thinking, giving them another crack at a Gavutu hardpoint? I mean, my mind is blown.
Oh. If they got it done, we could sit back and go, fair enough. But when we saw the Gavutu, we were like, these lads are good at Gavutu. They've beaten you well on it last time. Obviously, it was a hell of a lot of an improvement from Snaggleboxes compared to what it was the first time round. But they just weren't able to. Brand New Day just seemed to be so good at composing themselves with those transitional hills where they might not get a huge amount of time. Obviously, P2, they weren't doing very well on. They lost a lot of time. They didn't have the P3 rotation. But they managed to get it, and they managed to keep the man alive on the hill. They just always seem to have that person that is forever alive on the hill. They had moments, Snaggleboxes, where it looked like they might make the play, but they just weren't able to budge Brand New Day out of those money hills.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's Isaac doing that job that we expect someone like Snake to do. They get players onto the hill. JC manages to get onto the hill, and he knows he's comfortable. He's got Isaac watching over him. And, you know, one thing that would seem to be a facet of their gameplay is they don't seem to have any issues with pushing from the front on hills that you usually expect to try and get spawns and push from the back. P4 and P5 in particular, no one really wants to try and push on P5 from both. No one really wants to push on P4 from the front, but they just seem to be able to do it, and they seem to be quite good at it. And we've got to ask the question, and you said it in the middle of the game, you know, Snake had this opportunity to potentially push around the back of P4, never took it. He hung around cliff edge for so long, and eventually got dealt with. It ended up becoming a Brand New Day kind of hill, and they were able to then transition and push over to P5, which gave them the scrap time and the opportunity to have that coverage right the way across the map, which then gives them P1. And you know, despite the heroics of Runner, it wasn't enough in the end, and Snaggleboxes start into game 2 on the deficit. It's the same position they were in the winners final, and I guess we're going to potentially be in the same position at the end of this S&D that we were in the winners final as well.
Well, now we go to Tuscan Search. We've got the same maps as last time, just a different order. And the last time, this was the map that managed to get the boys of Snagglebox in towards the grand final. They took it 6-4 the last time these guys met earlier in the day, if you guys did miss it. So if you're going to put money on someone, Pablo, it's probably going to be the Snagglebox's lads, because we know how good they are at Search. Like, there's no hiding that. It's just a case now. I'm interested to see whether or not Brand New Day can make the adaptations to maybe pinch a Search, because they've had a bit of time to do it. They've obviously played the game before, and they'll kind of get a better understanding of how they played. Obviously, they got slapped 6-1 on the Berlin, and then obviously the Tuscan was a little bit closer at 6-4. So I'm going to be interested to see how they maybe try and adapt what they're doing to maybe pinch this map too. Because if they go 2-0 up, they're looking pretty for a good restart of the bracket, and then we go again.
Well, you've got to consider as well, if they do go 2-0 up, they were 2-0 up in the control in the previous series, and the pressure then that's put on Snaggleboxes is immense, because they're facing a bracket reset against a team with a ton of confidence. They can take away the fact that they're better than them at respawn, and then if they're starting to body them in S&D as well, then it's definitely, you know, psychologically speaking, it's going to put them on the back foot. Snaggleboxes, though, just need to play their game, stay composed, stay strategic, and do the one thing you do really well in S&D, which is trade. You support each other so well. Just do that. It's one thing that Brand New Day haven't quite nailed. They tend to be a little bit more exposed. They're greater risk takers. They're more happy to go to exposed areas, push through more open routes. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. It wasn't as close as the 6-4 suggests. A little bit of complacency crept into the Snagglebox game. If they stay strong, stay solid, this is going to be 1-1.
Yeah, so we're pretty much just waiting for the guys to get us in. Everyone's lobbied up. We're just waiting for the old start button to get hit, and then we can get going on this one. So one thing that we flagged up Brand New Day for not being great at, Pablo, before was obviously the first bloods. This was one where I mean, especially on that Berlin, it was just first blood all the time to Snacklebox. Whereas Brand New Day, hopefully this time round, after obviously that losers final performance where we saw they were actually getting considerably more first bloods, you're hoping on this one that that's what they're going to manage to achieve, is a little bit more consistency in those first bloods, so they're not just giving themselves an instant disadvantage right out the rip.
Yeah, and this is the one thing that we know that we saw time and time again coming out of Snackleboxes was effective first bloods. But Brand New Day, we know they've got it in the tank. They look great on Desert Siege S&D where they did that time and time again. This is a good opportunity for them potentially to just, we spoke about it earlier on, you know, just change up the way you play. Don't be as aggressive initially. Get that information and just try and get a pick. Again, it's going to be an aggressive, a hyper-aggressive push across tiles. We expect to do this. And information has already been gathered. The Snake is that player, and you know we've seen him time and time again towards this kind of B site where he's just been an absolute pain. And it looks like the boys from Snacklebox is set up to potentially not just get information, but get themselves a first blood. And Sean is going to be that man right there.
Yeah. So Isaac replies with one straight away though. But you can see Johnny. He's on the hunt, but he knows there's a few players around here. Does manage to mop up one. He knows there's another player here. Johnny trying to break a few ankles. No. Isaac, ever reliable, trades him out though. So now runner 1 versus 2 in the opening round. Can he manage?
Oh, the time.
Can he manage to check the right corners? They are going to play together here, Isaac and Dizzy. And they're going to wrap this bomb round to B. And runner is over towards the B site at the moment. So the two players, if he can check the right time. He's not going to see anything over towards A. And now maybe a bit of an invitation to check that B bomb. The B bomb. There's now the bomb does get planted. He's now going to have to try and reposition and maybe hunt a few of these players. But at the moment, Pablo, they're just playing it smart at the moment. Brand New Day, playing it two next to each other. Nothing too overcomplicated, and they're just going to try and make the trades. And that's exactly what. Well, they didn't even need to on that one, but nice work.
Yeah, it's nice to see them, you know, employing the kind of strategies we'd normally see out of Snackleboxes. So good for them. Normally we've seen them get quite spread, especially on something like Desert Siege or a larger geography where they just look to get information. But this time round, again, it's difficult. Isaac, you know, this AR player, but he's so mobile. I think it's really difficult for him to just post up and take a position. So he's looking for information out back, but in the end, they're able to see that off. And that is exactly what you should expect. Isaac and Dizzy teaming up for 2 each. Snackleboxes on the back foot in S&D, Major. Would you have thunk it?
Well, Tuscan can be very, very 50-50 sometimes, so it doesn't surprise me that the opening round has gone in their favour. But now, can they make it consistent? This is the worry for Brand New Day. Can they keep this going over the course of the search and destroy? Pack gets the first blood, so again, much more improved here from Brand New Day. They are just waiting again for those blue arrows to make the move. And Sean with bomb is going to be in mid, and he does take down Pack, so a really big pick there from him in a position where he probably shouldn't have even won the gunfight.
Yeah, he did nice angles, played his life really well, spent way too much time at Luthi, I think. And it's a big kill for him, 2-1. Sean's had a really, really impressive series so far in both games. It's been really nice to see him playing really good Call of Duty right now. He does need a bit of support from Runner and Snake. It is going to be a 3v2, Isaac and Dizzy. Last 2 alive for Brand New Day. This has been a bit more better performance from Snackleboxes right now. Isaac last alive, a position he's been in a few times in the games that he has played. And again, the information is there. Expect this to be over very soon. 20 seconds remaining. He finally gets tagged up, and Snackleboxes Major able to bring a parity back to this S&D. And again, Brand New Day just fell off a little bit there. Just got caught themselves exposed again. And a 1v3 is a no position for anyone to be in a Tuscan S&D.
I think upon reflection, they'll probably look at that and go, we probably chowed things that we didn't necessarily have to. Yeah. Snackleboxes were kind of turtled up. They were just waiting for Brand New Day to give them something to bite. And that's exactly what they did. They just kind of offered up a pick or two, and they didn't even progress really past the middle mark of the map, really, just to get the picks. They kind of sat back. They allowed those arrows of Brand New Day to just push towards them, and all of a sudden they pick off 2 more players, and then all of a sudden it's a 1 versus 3. So they've just got to be careful with how much they give Snackleboxes in terms of just not necessarily a free kill, but a much easier pick as we now go into round number 3. And again, a very, very cautious approach. But Dizzy, first blood, takes down Snake. Going to fly onto Sean and gets the second as well. So Dizzy just flying around the map. 2 big kills. And now 2 versus 4.
Yeah, nice play. That's much more the kind of way Brand New Day you would expect them to play, and it usually doesn't pay dividends. But this time round, he gets 2 players, and again, the timing is just not good for him. Runner able to get that pick, a pretty easy one in the end. It is going to be a 2v3, so advantage is still with Brand New Day. Isaac, JC, and Pack. Now, a little bit of information. Isaac knows where that player is. Like a headless chicken, runs directly into his gunfire, and it's going to be Runner again in this position where he's in a 1v3, and we know how difficult this, but again, Brand New Day, no real idea where he is, 24 seconds on the clock. And the question is, does he really want to feed a kill at this point? I don't think you think he knows he can't really do anything. I think he's just going to jib it and just go for potentially a wrap at 12 seconds. I think he might just find himself hiding and hoping for the best.
Well, yeah, he's on a 4 streak as well, so there is no value gained. Well, there's a free pick, so 5. That's probably something that Pack might not necessarily have wanted to do upon reflection of that one. So the bomb will go off. The round will go in favour of Brand New Day, but Runner is now 2 kills away from a glide bomb. So the patience in that one, long term, might potentially pay off. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, smart plays there from Runner. Obviously, the round not going in his favour. But it's just going to be a 1-round advantage. So a little bit of back and forth in this one, Pablo.
Yeah, absolutely wild plays so far. Brand New Day take the lead 2-1. This is a complete contrast to the S&D that we saw in the previous game. Brand New Day so much more composed, and they're carrying JC at the minute. Again, you would feel if he was able to get a pick, this would add, some great benefit to Brand New Day right now. Runner just trying to get picks over towards Church, and again, Major, you kind of highlighted it at the start of the game. If Brand New Day are able to get picks first, they tend to do quite well in the rounds. Sean is going to level things up at 3-all, and it's going to require him to play more aggressively and more like a Brand New Day player. We're going to see those fights go out. Runner with the penetration right there, and he gets the 2-piece. And we talked about Runner earlier on. He's definitely a player who can make a difference in a game, and that's going to bring it back to 2-all. And right now, if these players and these teams are going to play like this, I mean, it's early doors, but I mean, we're starting to get that kind of game 5 vibes that we had in the previous series, and we're only in game 2 in this first half of what could potentially be a bracket reset.
Yeah, and those 2 kills, Grant running the glide bomb, so a big couple of kills there. Grants his team around to tie it back up, and now he's got a streak to work with as well, so big rounds on the boards there for the lads of Snackle Boxes. And now, first blood, where is it? JC might be a busy man. He's going to try and just stun in towards you. He's going to get hit on the head with a nade himself, and you can already see that Sean is going on the hunt for him. He knows he's weak. He pushes in. The coordination again from Snackle Boxes and the comms as well, just to be able to push that out instantly with no hesitation is really paying off. And at the moment, wow, that was a good round from Snackle Boxes, and they are slowly starting to get a foothold in this search and destroy, Pablo. 2 very clean rounds.
Mate, you say slowly. That was some blowout of a round right there. They dominated the performance. They got their kills in absolute quick succession. And that is is that a psychological blow to Brand New Day? Because they got slapped in that round. Huge plays. And we're talking about Runner still with that glide. He's on a 9 streak and absolutely, he's dominating this. And we talk about it. Let's be honest, it's the first time outside of a respawn where we've seen a player heavily dominate an S&D, and we're only at 3-2. There's so much more potentially that could come. Dizzy is going to push right in, manages to get a kill. We're going to see Runner with the first blood, though. That's going to put him on the 10. He does get dropped, so his run is going to end, though, at 3-2. This has been a hell of a performance so far. And as we hit the 1-minute mark, a little bit of caution steps into the game. JC, though, with a huge kill. Mr. Wiley's going to put that deficit to 3-2 at the 1-minute mark, Major.
Yeah, and Sean, is he going to go for the chow on this? This is a bold shout. He is going to get a bullet in him. He's going to try and slip away. Oh, Jesus. Clenched bum cheeks there. As he gets tagged up, I think he's going to be dead.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
so he will fall. And now Johnny, 1 versus 3 is going to be required at the moment. It's looking a bit bleak. That bomb is down in a really awkward spot in bottom church. They're making every single kill that Johnny could potentially get pretty much damn near impossible. They're playing it patiently. They're not over-challing anything, which is different to what we saw before, Pablo. So this time, they're not allowing them any sort of hope back in this one.
Yeah, I mean, it surprised me. The first set of games really did surprise me when we cast the winners final. I was blown away that Brand New Day. I mean, it was almost like a disrespect. It's either stupidity or disrespect. They pushed so aggressively onto a team with the likes of Snake, Runner, Johnny W in there. It blows your mind at times that they would have the audacity to do that, and it was reflected in the score. They got beat 6-1. Well, this is a completely different Brand New Day. you know, you've got to be grateful they've been able to assimilate that information and they've been able to apply it as quickly as they have, because right now they are going toe to toe. And you've got to think Snackleboxes right now are on the struggle bus. You know, Snake and Johnny W teaming up for a 2-10 right now. They've got the keys to the struggle bus and they're picking up passengers round Tuscan right now. This is going to be a massive kill for Dizzy again. I've got to ask the question, Major, at the end of the round, we've got to see how many first bloods Dizzy has got, because he must be approaching 4 or 5 now. This has been insane performance from the young man.
He's had a hell of a lot of early engagements. Oh, and there's another one for Packers. I thought Johnny was going to fly around and get that kill. He's not. And now brand new day. They're very, very separated on the map. Isaac over towards Church. JC over towards the top of Fire. And then Pack in P5, as we just previously saw. So Runner might engage a couple of them here, because it looks as though they're waiting. Oh, the shots are going to make him U-turn, and he's going to fall. So a round on the board again for brand new day. They tie it back. Oh, no, apologies. My maths is completely off. They take the lead as they go 4-3 up. I could have sworn that was for real. I am faded on this one. But big round again, Pablo. They're edging their way closer to a map 2 win and a 2-0 series lead.
Yeah, and you know, you've got to consider heading into that Gavutu control where they essentially, you know, it couldn't have been any closer. That resurgence from Snackleboxes came on the back of probably one of the most impossible scenarios we've ever seen in Call of Duty. So again, this is not a great play. You know, Snackleboxes do need this S&D, because going into a Gav control, a brand new day just look absolutely solid. Right now, they are staring down a battle of potential bracket reset. We are a little bit away from that. Dizzy again, potentially going to get a first blood. Again, the kid did, and this time he wasn't hyper aggressive. He comes around the back, and this is a big moment right now. Johnny W needs to get that kill with Pack right there with the headshot. Sean's going to take them by surprise, though. Big opportunity for a 2-piece. He brings that back to parity on his own. So it's going to be Sean and Snake up against JC and Isaac. With 50 seconds remaining, Major, this is going to be huge. Information has been gathered, though.
Oh, it's a big pick again from Luke. And finally, he pushes out past 1 kill. Runner and Sean were combined for 18, and Johnny and Snake were combined for 2. But all that they care about is that the round goes on the board. So now we are tied up again at 4 rounds apiece. And Snacklebox with some good composure there. Good 2-piece from Sean, and Snake just mopping up a couple of kills towards the end. Obviously, if him and Johnny can start to get some momentum going in this one, that's when you start to worry for brand new day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't often associate Johnny W with particular S&Ds, 1 and 8 right now. But if he starts getting kills along with Luke, this is going to be problematic for brand new day. You know, we expect Luke to go big, but again, they just got so much quality throughout the team. They've got Runner essentially carrying them. Sean has been getting first bloods himself. He's been aggressive at times, but not nearly as aggressive as the boys in brand new day. And Snake again about to face the gauntlet. He's done relatively well towards the latter part of these rounds, but again, he is going to be pushed back. That push is going to come really strong towards that top balcony area. He's going to get himself a pretty easy kill, and there's not going to be anyone there to trade. This has been a facet of brand new day's kind of poor performances, is they just do not trade out kills, and that's going to cost them big, Major, as they hit that post 1 minute mark. It's 4v2.
Yeah, so nades out. They will manage to tag Isaac up with it, who is going to be forced to dip away with the bomb. But now, what's the call on this one? Where do they go with it? It looks as though they're going to go all the way around towards this A site. There is going to be Johnny on the site as Isaac and Pack work their way around slowly, and Johnny checks the corner at the right time. Oh, please don't tell me the COD timing. No, he is going to spot Pack, and he will get 1. He won't be able to just to slip away in the nick of time. So now Isaac is the last one. Will spot Snake. Snake just shoulders it, gets all the info. Runner chows. He will get beamed, but Sean mops up the pieces. Snackleboxes, when they just look as though they're down, Pablo, they always hold on. Even if they're struggling in search, they somehow work it out, and now they take the lead, and now it's them who are 1 round away from just tying up the series.
Mate, this is the problem you face with your brand new day. If you get if the opposition get any information on you, they're gonna elicit the maximum amount of damage in the shortest possible time. They get that information, they bait so heavily, they attract the attention of that one player, and he gets pushed around the back. So again, Snacklebox, just too many players with too big brains in that kind of situation. And they at the end of the day, this could potentially be, you know, an exact replica of the game 5 from the previous win winners final. So right now, 5-4 Snackle Boxes looking potentially to try and get a pick. And again, look at that caution, Major. They will wait and patiently wait you out. Runner going to get himself a free kill and open on JC, and that's going to put them into a 3v4 advantage. Mate, make it a 2v4 at the minute mark.
Textbook search here from these lads. They use the streak, they get the pick, they enable themselves to push up the map, and now it's just a position where Dizzy has so much to do. Runner tags him up, and a pretty much perfect round from Snackle Boxes when it comes to using streaks is going to push them over the line, Pablo, and we are tied back up again. One map apiece here.
Absolute plays from Snackle Boxes. I mean, at times at the beginning, you're kind of like not in doubt that they're going to do it, but let's be honest, that was the first time we really saw Brand New Day start to put them under some pressure. But my days, 13-5, unbelievable performance from Runner. You got to give a shout out to Dizzy and probably to Sean as well with some quality first bloods. That gave Brand New Day the possibility of potentially taking that round, but I guess we're where we expected to be. We're at 1-1. Gavutu Hardpoint kind of went the way we expected. A little bit tighter than last time, and then S&D exactly the same. It's how we expected the result to be, but it was a little bit tighter than last time. Maybe Gavutu Control is going to continue that path. We're going to see maybe not a 2-0 outbreak from the boys from Brand New Day. It might be a little bit closer. One thing that is not going to happen is we're not going to see a round-winning nade at 0.01 seconds.
Yeah, so Gavutu Control for map number 3. And Snackle Boxes, they regain in the search, unsurprisingly shock horror, and now we see ourselves on the Gavutu Control. And obviously the last time we saw it, one Brand New Day managed to take it. It was, I mean, if we can get another copy of that Gavutu Control that we had the first time that we saw these two meet, then I will die a happy man, because that was an incredible game of Control with moments that I've never even seen so far. But well, at the moment, Pablo, it's looking like a position where, oh, hang on. No, oh, I thought my stream died again. I got the same thing that I thought I got last time. If the stream does die, guys, don't worry. It will be back. It's just Vanguard is ruining my computer at the moment. So bear with if that happens.
I went to load it up before. It hasn't loaded up.
Yeah,
it was like,
it doesn't let you on.
Where I am in replay. Nope, it just hasn't loaded whatsoever. So yeah, but nice one, Vanguard. Thank God we don't have 2 years of you.
So yeah, we're just waiting on. Just had to back up the lobby because I'm not sure whether it's something that, because I stayed in the lobby last time and it booted me, and that's when it shut everything down and killed it. Because I glanced at my computer and I was like, oh, I got the encoding thing come up on OBS. I was like, no, please, please, I swear to God, not in the grand final of all the things. No. But hopefully, we don't have any errors. Touch wood. Prayers in the chat. Yeah. Whatever it takes. But map 3, Pablo, we saw the big moments that came through last time from Brand New Day to get them over the line. Really, it was kind of clutch moments that cemented this map for them. So it's going to be one again where they're looking towards big moments from big players again. Otherwise, Snackle Boxes, with the quality that they've got and the consistency that we know these players have, will be again very, very good at this map. So again, wouldn't surprise me if we see another 3-2 with fine margins separating them.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think we expected it to be almost a repeat in terms of performance from the first series. It's actually been a lot better. It's been a lot closer at times. Both teams have learned a great deal about each other. Obviously, Snackle Boxes have got that cushion of relying on the potential second bracket if it does get reset. So I suppose the pressure's off a little bit. I'm sure they'd much rather finish this out in this series, though. Now, the thing is, Brand New Day absolutely dominated this Gavutu Control in the first portion. They went 2-0 up, and at no time did they look like this was gonna. It was a 3-0 was written on the cards, and then we get this incredible moment where a nade is thrown at the very last second and manages to win the game for Snackle Boxes, and that just brought them back. And from that point onwards, they just didn't look back. They win the game 3-2, and then we head into the hardpoint, and it was insane plays from that portion onwards. I don't think we're going to get a repeat. Hopefully we're going to get a closer game, but Brand New Day, you would suggest, is still the favourites potentially to take this round just based on performance. But Snackle Boxes, you know, they've decided to rechallenge the same map, and it wouldn't surprise me if they went on to do really well in this.
Yeah, so apologies guys, the guys are just restarting. I'm not sure whether it was a connection thing or maybe the lobby glitched out. We're going to get lobbied up and started into it, but yeah, defensive side I think is the fundamentals here for any of these teams. And the tick progression, obviously, with now lives not being the issue, Pablo, this is where, again, you talk about you might not necessarily win the attacking round, but if you can get 2 ticks over at B, you're in a position where likelihood is, if you get A done as well, you're probably going to be on that defensive side again when it comes to the all-important fifth and final round. So it can be one where a team can get absolutely battered and look a bit bleak, but then if they somehow sacrifice a lot of lives, get a couple of ticks at B, just get A done, and then the round ends where they're battered on lives, they can still be in a position where they can be optimistic when it comes round 5 as well. So it's not the end of the world anymore with Control if players get absolutely smacked in lives anymore, which is it gives a kind of a different perspective on Control from where we were a month ago when it was all based on lives, and it was a case of, right, well, these guys are getting absolutely battered in lives, so they're going to get defense and probably going to win the map, whereas we're not in that situation anymore.
Yeah, it's become more of a strategic game now, so you just got to, if you've got a solid strategy in terms of how you get set up on the point, and you're able to get those handful of picks, and you're able to get a handful of ticks in the process, and especially now that we're seeing the strategy of that split push across to B and A, you stop the clock, and you're going to get ticks on one or the other, you're going to get confrontation at one or the other, so you're going to be able to get lives. If you're successful as that as an attacking team, we've seen it time and time again with Brand New Day, they've managed to get that extra minute at the 105 point, giving them 2 minutes and 5 seconds to only need to get that 1B tick over. So watch out for that potentially to be an option for them. This is going to come down to Snackleboxes having to deal effectively with what has been a quality attacking force, but also they really do need to put some numbers up now, get some site control and get those ticks over, because they often left themselves with little or no time, and this is why these plays came down to the wire in the end.
Yeah, so we are ready to go. And Brand New Day are going to be the team that gets us underway on the attacking side first, and bodies flying straight through the middle of the map. A point is going to be the choice for these lads. Pretty basic as we come to expect. You can already see Sean is going to try and just toy with the idea of maybe working a bit of a flank right off the rip here. Going to spot JC. He's going to fall. There's still players inside. Pack being one of which going to go for the chow, but Pack holds strong. Brand New Day with an opportunity to maybe push these lanes out and maybe cause a bit of havoc in the spawn. Runner, though, sniffs out the danger, gets the pick, but it's messy right off the rip, Pablo, and it's not even near to the hill that we're seeing all the action. It's over towards P5.
Yeah, it's been a really nice play from Brand New Day. They've just forced the story to go over towards the right-hand side, and that's just allowed the boys from Brand New Day to be able to get at least 2 ticks towards A, and if they're able to get a few more kills, they're going to be able to see that out fairly quickly. At 1 minute 14, they're kind of on the back foot again, but it was a nice play to push right across. Unfortunately, now has given the opportunity to Snackleboxes to get some mid-map coverage, and you can see right there in Johnny W just making his way around the back. He does love this position, but he tried this in the previous Control and wasn't very effective and ended up just being out of the game for a large portion of time. So this is a big moment. He's getting absolutely bodied right now. 2 big kills. No, not able to get the second. Pack goes huge right there, and that is the A point secured. 1 minute 51. It's 22 lives to 19. So small deficit for Snackleboxes. Sorry. And it is going to be a B push now. This is going to be a really big moment. It's going to test the wherewithal of Brand New Day as Snackleboxes look to get set up on the defensive side.
One thing I've got to be careful of is Runner is in the boat. He doesn't have a huge amount of support looking over the top of him. We saw the approach that Brand New Day took to defending this, and it worked extremely well, just watching over the top of one man sat inside the hill. Excuse me, like a hiccups as Sean is going to take down one. Sean with a second as well, just working the angle. Is he going to get the third as well? He is. Sean just chewing through players up towards P1, able to reduce that life deficit down back to even. They've got to be careful though, because Pack has managed to slip through the net, but meanwhile his teammates are starting to get a little bit battered over towards the spawn.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a big moment. I think the boys in blue realised that there's a player in and around there. He manages to get 1 pick, but his back right now is towards Runner. He manages to get some shots in, but it's not going to be enough. And finally, we're going to have someone watching over in the form of Isaac. Is he going to get that kill, though? Johnny W needs that 2-piece. That is huge right there. That Johnny W manages to get ring control, and more importantly, survives and supports his team in getting that tick drained back to nothing. And at 40 seconds, 10 lives to 11, this is looking like a completely different scenario to the first matchup. Snackle Brothers right now. Snackle Brothers? Where am I going? Snackleboxes.
The Chuckle Brothers and the Snackle Brothers.
Boxes have completely gone. Mate, this game has blown my mind. 25 seconds, Major. Snackleboxes looking very, very good for the money right now.
Yeah, and 20 seconds remain. 10 versus 6. They're trying to push lanes out quickly, but it's just coming with the issues of dropping lives. JC's going to try and transition over towards middle map. Nothing comes of that. 10 seconds remaining, and it looks as though Snackleboxes, in terms of damage limitation, as Sean just rifles Isaac over towards P1 again. He's not let anyone pretty much through P1, and it's a position, Pablo, which is really important to hold. You tend to see a lot of teams when they get control of P1 on that offensive side. That's on the defensive side. That's when you start to see them really start to chew through the attacking players' lives.
And we talk about at the start of games, this is a kind of part of the point that you've made, but at the start of games we talk about trying to nullify a player. Now if you get ring control, you essentially just cut the legs from Isaac. He's so used to getting that control, being able to support his SMG inside troop carrier, and that's what enabled him to get B the 2 times that they won their attacking rounds. And honestly, it's insane that they were able to get that ring control, and it nullified his ability, and that gives Snackleboxes the opportunity to take that 1-0 lead. Now we're going to see just how capable they are on the attacking round. They have got some boat control, it's albeit quite a small amount. Runner's going to need to get this pick. He does get that shot, and again, another player, the player we highlighted at the very beginning. I think if he has a great series, this is wrapped up for Snackleboxes right now.
And Sean, ever present on the map here, 11 and 6 from him as he gets another important pick. Is Dizzy going to try and transition in? He tries, but he fails. He does get 1 pick before he drops though, and Runner's going to get another couple of kills here at the moment. He's really starting to command some of these areas of the map. It was 5 excuse me, in a row before he did eventually drop, as no streaks come through for him just yet. But coming off of respawn here, Runner again going to try and help his teammates out and maybe pin these guys back. They're leading by 5 lives, Pablo, but Gavutu control is one where it can look very good after A, and then all of a sudden you're just constantly butting your head at B. So there's opportunity here for Snackleboxes as Johnny gets a couple of kills, and this might be an opportunity maybe to push over towards the B point, but you can already see that 2 players are already there. Number 3, number 2, Isaac and JC. They want to get control of this P1, but they've got to be careful because they're dropping lives pretty rapidly.
Yeah, they're basically 7 lives at the minute. Dizzy manages to get that pick. 14 lives to 21 at 30 on the clock, and that is, 14 lives is nothing at all at this point. I can't imagine that Snackleboxes are particularly looking to get B. I know they're going to try and get time, but right now I think a good focus would be to just try and get picks, reduce that life count, and just put a little bit of desperation into Brand New Day's kind of play right now. Runner manages to get 2 pieces, and that Pack's job right there is to deal with that player way before he can get a 2-piece. He's completely failed his team. Sean's going to hit the kill. This is huge plays from Snackleboxes. And Runner goes absolutely. Runner and Sean, man, have dominated this control so far. 10 lives to 17. 1 minute on the clock. That is plenty of time to decimate this team in red. Snackleboxes looking very, very good. And you've got to consider if Snake and Johnny start to pick up kills as well, this could be very problematic for the team in red.
Yeah, this was like the search, really, for Snackleboxes. Sean and Runner were putting up big numbers. Snake and Johnny, as soon as they started putting up numbers themselves, that's when they started really gathering rounds. So can they manage to do it here? Number 5 on the flank. Sean has managed to get himself round all the way in the back, and credit where it's due. This map is not easy to run an SMG on, and Sean is absolutely rattling Brand New Day, although he has picked up the auto, so it's going to make his life a little bit more easier. But what he has done has allowed his teammates to get onto the point. They can now keep their heads down. They've stopped the timer, and now they can look to try and chew through some more lives. 3 now remain for Brand New Day. JC out the back is going to try his best to get Runner off the point, but meanwhile the progression is still coming through. Is Sean going to check the right corner? There's another one. 20 kills for Sean with an SMG on Gavutu. This man needs a pint from these boys, because that is a hell of a round from him and his team, and they go 2-0 up.
Yeah, they just dominated that control round so effectively. Great kills from Runner, though. You've got to ask the question of Pack, though. At that point, you're there to protect your teammates, and he's allowed 2-piece right there. His reactions were slow. If he gets that kill on Runner, Snackleboxes cannot get to the point right there. So Pack really does need to take a long, hard look at himself. He's let his team down. It's 0-2 to Snackleboxes, and they just played so well. The confidence that must be coming out of Sean right now. And, you have pointed it out. Gavutu is no friend to the MP40 player at all, and he's made this look so easy right now. Snackleboxes in the position that Brand New Day were in the previous game, and they are 2-0 up and looking very good already with a 4 life advantage. Screw it, make it 5. No, they do drop 29. Johnny W on fire. He started to come to life. In fact, the whole team appeared to have woken up. 28 lives to 24. This defense is looking already solid as we speak.
Yeah, and they are already battering them in the early stages, in some sense, in terms of lives, because they have already dropped 8. They haven't got any ticks over towards 8. Johnny is just going to get chased down, and Dizzy gets the pick. So an important kill coming through there for Brand New Day as they try and command a bit more of the boat. But Sean again Are they going to track where he is? They're probably not going to. He's going to drop from the top. There's another one for Sean. 22 kills now for him.
Oh, he's played his
Almost
life.
double positive, and he's just worming his way around middle map, and they just cannot track Sean at the moment. As he is doing this, it is just enabling all of his team to get into position. Holy shit! Oh my god! I was about to say holy Sean in the end of that one, because my god, he is just tearing through players. They cannot keep a track of where he is at any moment on this map. He is here, there, and absolutely everywhere, as he might potentially get another one as well. 26 for Sean. Jesus Christ, somebody get this man a medal, because he is showing you how to do it with the SMG on Gavutu.
Oh, and he picked an auto up. Shorty right there. Absolutely goes off. The movement was on another level. 27 and 13. It's forced Brand New Day to try and go over to that B site, because A is chalked right now. And this is going to put them right under the cosh. When you've got players who are going off this effectively, the B site is not the best friend for you on Gavutu. And right now, Snackleboxes, we talked about them potentially having another gear. Well, they have just screwed that. They are flying in a jet right now. Snackleboxes dominate that control. We said this would potentially be a closer game than the one in the previous round. Well, how wrong could you be? The Ego Chal is in, and Snackleboxes are 3-0 up and 2-1 up in the series.
Well, if you wanted to summarise how Vanguard predictions normally go, that is probably it. You thought it would be a hell of a lot of a closer game. JC really struggled on that one, to be fair to him, but Sean, Jesus, what a map from him. And just the transformation to be able to have that player that is so difficult to kill. Snacklebox is just, they hit a completely different gear in that one, Pablo.
Mate, there's two big moments in that game. There's the moment where Pac is sat, bottom ring. He's in between ring and troop carrier. He's lying down waiting for a player to push through. He's not seen Runner. Runner gets a two-piece that allows the guys from Snackleboxes to then flood onto B, where they're able to get control. They've got the massive life count lead, and it just ebbs away. And then you get this moment, this glorious moment from Sean, where he gets this incredible four-piece with movement. He's been tagged up by every single player along the way, gets an auto, and manages to get it number 5. Unbelievable plays from Sean. Unbelievable plays from Snackleboxes. It's put them into the driving seat. Major, they're one round away from accommodation, team pass, and everything else sorted, man, for Toronto. They are one round away from needing just to scrounge the money together to get the flights. It's incredible just how well they've played that Gavutu control. Yeah,
and the other big incentive for them is they've managed to take a respawn, and we know what they're like on search, so they could get it done in 4, but at the end, if they don't get the 4th one, they can still look towards that search and destroy, Pablo, which is Berlin. And the last time they played the Berlin, they slapped them 6-1 on it. So Brand New Day, although they can try and force that game 5, it's still going to be hard if it goes game 5 for them. So they're really going to need to really push through the gears now. This is the moment where you think, right, okay, you're probably looking for a comfortable win on the hard point to get some momentum, and you're looking for a very good performance in the search and destroy. Obviously, it's a big ask because the players they're up against, but we've seen what they've got in their locker. Brand New Day, when they click into gear, they are very, very difficult to stop, and it's definitely something that is achievable for them.
Problem with Brand New Day faces, they're coming into a hard point that Snackleboxes won. It came down to huge plays again from Sean and Snake in the final P1 on the 3rd rotation, but Snackleboxes went toe-to-toe with them, so we were kind of used to seeing Brand New Day kind of do so well in the respawn modes, but then they came to this Berlin and Snackleboxes just went through a different gear. They went toe-to-toe with them, and in the final rotation were able to just get those handful of kills. Well, this is a totally different Snacklebox right now. We're seeing a totally different runner from the first series. He's dominated the entire series at times, being absolutely unstoppable in S&D and then getting big kills. Sean is on fire right now. Now, when you consider that, Snake and Johnny W had, Snake had an uncharacteristically quiet S&D, but Johnny W was particularly quiet in that as well. So this is a good opportunity for them as well. If they go off, this is going to be problems for Brand New Day. They're going to have to go huge in this game if they want to, stand a chance of resetting the bracket. Right now, if you're a betting man, I like to say, I just think this is Snackleboxes to be taken. Yeah,
this is definitely one that they're going to look at and be like, if we drop this now and push it to a second best of 5, they're going to really kick themselves this one. They are now in a prime position to be on that plane to Canada. Can they manage to work some magic here in the Berlin hard point? We talk about rotations on Gavutu, Pablo. This is another map, isn't it, where those players have to make the sacrifices sometimes to not drop the money hills. It's a map where it can get out of hand, not quite, I would say, as brutally as we see on a Gavutu, but it's still one where if you fall behind on the rotation and you almost struggle to get scrap time and you start falling behind, it gets incredibly difficult. So you're looking towards those more composed players, those big brain players, to make the decisions, make the composed decisions, should I say, and just try and hit the regain button if it does start going south, because it can go south very, very quickly, and Snackleboxes clean out the gates, big kills.
Yeah, and this is almost a mirror image of how the previous Berlin hardpoint went. Snacklebox is starting on the preferred side and managed to get control, and not just that, they push out and get some kills. So it's going to give them, you know, a free 20 seconds almost, and they've been doing a great job of holding the fort so far. And they're already starting to think, you know, that Johnny W is already making his way, wrapping round towards P2. And again, we usually see Runner in this position, so this is going to be played slightly differently. Johnny W is going to be looking a little bit more aggressively for picks over towards mid. You can see him just trying to protect. He's got that information. He gets a pick. Is he going to get the second? He plays his life reasonably well. Finally gets dealt with. And again, now we're going to see Runner making his way down docks. What a brilliant P1 for Snackleboxes, but it's going to become a bit of a fight as the game gets split a little bit. We see the spawns start to come in towards P5 area for the boys from Brand New Day. They've got an opportunity now to break into that hill and just make this a bit of a war of attrition. But look at this. The blue triangles start to close in major.
That is a seamless start from Snake. He hasn't even died yet. And talk about the sevens. He's got the 7 streak, 7-0, and his time was 007. So Agent Bond there pretty much for all to see, but a really strong start from him and a strong start from his team to go with it. So P2 is going to have to be a decent one here for the boys of Brand New Day. They are trailing, and just the composure at the moment that Snackleboxes are showing just to position themselves. You can already see that Brand New Day, even with 15 seconds left, JC watching down that side of the map. Dizzy's going to try maybe his best to even get a bit of a contest in just to try and stop the rot for now. But look at Sean out the back again. He's been a thorn in the side of Brand New Day throughout this series so far. Is he going to manage it again? There's another kill for Sean. Can he grab another one onto Pack? No, he can't, but his teammate Johnny is going to push the trade, but no, Pack, big two-piece right when they need him to. That could be a pivotal moment, because if he gets that kill and his teammates start spawning out, this is going to potentially look rough, but a huge kill there from him.
Yeah, Pack makes amends for the mistake in the previous game and absolutely brings parity back. And it's 29 to 66 right now. This is a great opportunity for Brand New Day to get some real time under the belt. We can see the players swarming in. That beautiful shots from Snake. He is going to look to that player in the corner. He gets the kill and is able to play his life as the boys from Brand New Day just have a little pause outside the kill. They are going to flood in. Not quite the support that the boys from Snackleboxes would have expected. So this is going to remain a contest kill so far. Nobody really thinking about P5. We do see Isaac just starting to make his way down towards P5 towards P4 right now. They're looking to try and get the early spawns in. It is going to be a big fight towards that long platform area, and it is to go with Snackleboxes right there, as you see running body and plays 33 to 83 though, and Snackleboxes on the offense. You're going to try and break into this kind of weak-ish Brand New Day hold. This has been a hell of a play so far, and Brand New Day doing everything they can right now to bring this score back to parity. And Major Snake is going to bring the glide in really early to no real avail.
Yeah, I think what he wanted to do was just keep those players in the warehouse, understand where they're spawning. While Runner's out the back here, this is going to be so difficult for them to get anywhere near the hill. He's watching the cross. All Sean's got to do, really, is keep his head down. Isaac will manage to get the pick, but you can see the control that Runner has got just by sitting in this portion of the map. Pack's going to try and fly in. Runner, though, there he is. There's the trade-off. I thought maybe he might be able to work his way towards streaks himself, as you mentioned. Luke used his streak, so no glide bomb. And it looks as though they will get back on the hill and soak up some remaining scrap time. But at the moment, still trailing by 50 seconds as we go over towards the P5. We know how messy this hill can be at times, but some teams can play it a lot better than others. And when Runner's shooting like this at the moment, and he's shooting absolute rockets out of this automaton, mine shoots peanuts. God knows what he puts on his. I need his thumbs, because at the moment, he is frying players, and there's another one for him.
Yeah, Runners can be an absolute exception to watch at times. He's such a confident player, and he's playing with such kind of ease at the minute, mobility everywhere. Johnny W is going to be trying to peek between these two floors right now. He is going to get pushed. The wallbang is going to come in, but it doesn't kill the player. Johnny W manages to play his life. He's going to get pushed really difficultly, and that is a big kill. Pack doing superbly well on this so far. 7 and 15. As I say that, take the words right out of your mouth. He's more than double negative right now. The boys from Snackleboxes just with great ease and confidence. Everyone positive right now. This has been a huge performance from them, and very, almost bit by bit, they've managed to gather and almost almost 60-second lead. It's going to take some hell of a comeback. Some composure going to be required. They're already making their way through fire to get those picks. That player in the corner, though, he's going to get dealt with. Does he get the kill? Dizzy goes huge right there. Massive kills, and that could be a pivotal moment in this game as they get P1 control on this second rotation.
Yeah, that is a huge couple of kills there from Dizzy. If he doesn't get those kills, those close spawns aren't going to happen. So Snacklebox going to try and work their way in, arguably from that less preferred side. Johnny with a big pick on the outer lane. They're going to try and flood this, but number 3, JC's going to be here, but the shot's a little bit wayward. He's not going to get the pick, and all of a sudden, Isaac, last man in the hill. How many can he grab? He's only able to tag up one player, and now Snackleboxes, they just punch straight back into the hill. There's still a decent chunk of time on this to be had, and Dizzy going to try and work something himself. Up the steps he goes. Johnny's going to be holding the angle, though. JC's going to try and at least maybe grab a couple, but he's not going to be able to as Sean takes him down. And when you're looking at the kills, Pablo, look at the blue kills in terms of just positives to negative. It is all blue at the moment.
Yeah, and it's been one of the things we talk about is that kill to hill time efficiency. And right now, Snackleboxes, you would say, just slightly under what you would expect. With their kind of slaying, you would expect them to be like 100 seconds clear. Brand New Day have done a really good job of keeping this within about 50 or 60 seconds. That's just one good kill for them to be able to bring this back to parity. And that is, you know, exceptional performance when you consider that Snackleboxes have dominated the kill feed time and time again. Everyone seems to be having a blast. But right now, Brand New Day, they just can't take them out the hill. They've brought it back to within 40 seconds, and this has been some turnaround. Major, you've got to consider that, you know, a couple of kills, handful of kills, and this game is back to all square. And right now, it's squeaky bum time for Snackleboxes as they get bodied. And Dizzy manages to get a TK in the end, but they still retain that time.
Yeah, that's the one encouraging thing for Brand New Day is if they just start getting kills, which is what they're doing, this is going to swing, and it's going to swing heavy. Snacklebox are really relying on their kills, and more importantly, Sean's out the back. Dizzy picks up another couple, and look at
Dizzy's
the
on
spawns
7
at the moment. Dizzy's got streaks. He's ready to go, and it looks as though his team are as well for the next hill. They are set up, and only 20 seconds trailing now, and Dizzy at the moment, 8 in a row, slowly starts to push it out, and Sean, big kill, will finally take him down, but with the glide bomb to work with Pablo, they can opt to try and use this A if they want to try and defend the outer part of the hill if they do suddenly get swarmed out the back, or to maybe make a break over towards the next hill.
Yeah, I mean, this is all going to be about timing. Do you want to use it to try and get some spawn control towards the back of this P3? Or are you going to use it to try and retain control of that more open warehouse hill? I guess they're going to save it. Right now, there isn't that much of a deficit. They've got a bit of a wall of attrition going on. So if they get the kills, they potentially are going to be able to get control. Beautiful plays by Dizzy. Dizzy's 26 and 19. If there is one player dragging his team through this right now, it is Dizzy. He is determined to get to Toronto. The boys from Snackleboxes have set up quite nicely. They've got a bit of time as well to pick their positions. So right now, they've got that coverage over towards the back, and they've got a player watching front in Runner who's had an absolutely marvellous game so far. But look at that in-game leader right there. Snake 25 and 14. He's had an impeccable game in terms of kills with that auto. He's been absolute thorn in the side of Brand New Day, and it looks like they're about to potentially swing this back around. The kill feed may just be nothing but blue for the last few seconds, and that's going to bring this game back to parity. And Snake, 2 more for a glide.
Yeah, and at the moment, Dizzy's trying his best to drag him through the mud here. But the more he drops, the more difficult it becomes. He's going to invest the streak to take the man out the back. There's a kill onto Runner, so Runner will fall. Are they going to collapse now? In come the red arrows. Can they manage to make the trade? Snake is now 6 in a row, so he's now 1 away from streaks. They've got to be careful not to feed him here. He is just going to reposition while all the madness goes on towards the old hill. And with that scrap time, Snackleboxes, they are going to edge themselves ever closer to this hard point win. Can they manage to lock this down on this hill? It's not going to be easy, because we know how messy it can be, and he does. So 7 in a row now for Snake. Glide Bomb is ready. This is exactly what they want, but Isaac, big kill, gets control of top third, and as long as he's in that position, Pablo, it makes it a hell of a lot more difficult to try and hold the hill time.
Yeah, this is all going to come down to Brand New Day need to maintain the contest more than anything else. They need to contest this P5 and stay on P1 side, and this is going to be so difficult right now. Look at that setup coming out of the team in blue. They've been decimated, though. These are huge kills for Dizzy and Pack. They've managed to get back onto the hill, and that is superbly important because they've got it to the point now where Snackleboxes cannot win off P5. It's all going to come down to this rotation for P1, and the team in red are already set up up. You know, brand new day, do this, Snake, do this major. I think Dizzy is going to need more than 1 pint because he is double positive. Well, sorry, my maths has gone well. The excitement's got to me. 30 and 26 though with a solid 44 seconds. They do get the scrap time. That's going to push them within 19 seconds of Toronto. Right there, this is a huge P1. Sean and Snake. Oh my God, Sean is repeating what he did in the previous game, Major.
Sean wants his maple syrup. He is frying at the moment. My God, he is killing everything in sight. Snake as well has been brilliant on this map as they are falling by the wayside. 5 seconds remain. Can they get on the hill? No, they can't. Somebody needs to touch. JC's trying his best. That is the map. That is the series. And you might have seen the film, but Snakes on a Plane is going to happen because those boys are off to Toronto. They take the series 3-1. My goodness, Pablo, well-deserved winners.
Oh my days, Sean again going huge at the end in that P1 on that rotation. Huge, almost exactly the same, dropping enormous kills. And despite the heroics of Dizzy at 32 and 28, the boys from Snackleboxes have got that package right there. They're going to be heading to Toronto. Probably the most interesting, most important kind of prize that you could win. You know, you enter so many competitions for certain levels of money, but that is an unreal opportunity right there. And mate, we might get to see these boys on Trevor Mutiny's Periscope going into that major in Toronto. Was so exciting. A 3-1 performance, and at times they looked unstoppable. That Gavutu control, man, they just could not be touched.
Yeah, so 250 to 186. There is the confirmation of it. Snackleboxes are going to Toronto. Congratulations to those boys. It's been a hell of a slog and a battle through the bracket, as I will show you guys the bracket in just a second. But my goodness, deserved winners. So a huge shout out to those boys. But commiserations there to the lads on the other side of things in Brand New Day. It was a rough one to take. Obviously, you get so close to it, but unfortunately, it's not going to be able to happen, and it will be Snake Johnny, Sean, and Runner that will be on their way to Toronto representing the EU, as me and you, Pablo, will be more than happy to declare, and we will get the confirmation there. But the bracket, in case any of you guys were wondering, that is how it looked in the winners bracket. Snackleboxes, they do get all the way through, and the losers bracket as well, in case you were wondering. But Pablo, what a day of Call of Duty it's been again. There had to be a winner, and you couldn't really argue that Snackleboxes, they deserve it. They came through the winners bracket. They've looked pretty much perfect in so many maps, to be fair to them. Brand New Day, they put up the best job they could do, but Snackleboxes just too strong in the end.
Yeah, a huge performance from them. And, you know, we thought from the winners final that Snackleboxes were probably going to be the favorite. They've got kind of like a really solid lineup. They've got, you know, some of the best S&D players you could ask for in Snake, and you know, they've got a lot of in-game leaders. And you know what, we said it from the start, if someone like Runner and someone like Sean starts to pick up and really fry, when you've got solid foundation players like Snake and like Johnny W, you know, you got to look to his performance when he was like 19 and 19 with like over a minute in time. Those kind of little performances allow players like Sean and Runner to put up these stupid numbers. So huge props to them. They absolutely thoroughly deserved. And let's be perfectly honest, you know, these players we've been watching over the last year and 18 months thoroughly deserve an opportunity to get into that. They just need to manage to get the finance now to get on that flight, because everything else is going to be sorted for them. Team passes done, accommodation done. They just need to get their asses over there, and they're going to be representing the EU, and everyone's going to be asking to see their point of view. So it's going to be superbly exciting for them. It's going to be superbly exciting for us. I'm just chuffed, mate. Absolutely chuffed that we're able to send someone over there.
Yeah, and let me just quickly tell Mr. Snake Cod to keep his stream up, because it only seems fair that the man who has helped his team get towards the final, a huge team contribution from all of those lads. They've been brilliant all day long, and it only seems right that we drop Snake Cod a raid. So if you guys can hop on the raid, show Luke a bit of love, that would be very much appreciated. To say those are the boys that are going all the way to the lovely cold Canada province, and they're rightly winners of this tournament. So a big shout out as well to Prezi and the ACCL for making it happen. I'm sure the players as well will be absolutely gassed for it, and we as neutrals, well, I say neutrals, not in terms of EU COD, let's be real, but in terms of neutrals for watching the COD, it's going to be brilliant to see those boys over there, to see what they can do, and it'll be interesting to see where they kind of land in this tournament, because obviously we've had some brilliant representation from EU, and obviously some of these lads just slightly maybe down from the top echelon of what you'd consider as EU COD potentially. I wouldn't be surprised if they do well in that bracket. So yeah, if you guys can hop on the raid, show Luke a little bit of love, that would be very much appreciated. A huge shout out as well to my duo in the gorgeous Mr. Pablo. Can we get some love in the chat for him? And that'll be it from myself and Pablo. Hopefully we'll be back sooner rather than later with some more ACCL action. And to be honest, most of you we'll see in a week's time for that LAN tournament in Sheffield. So thank you very much, guys, for tuning
Aren't you
in.
busy Friday with something?
Oh yeah, with the Warzone tournament, but these lads aren't here for
man,
Warzone.
that's huge. That's huge, guys. The Major's going to be doing the production for like one of the biggest Warzone tournaments. You got Bryce, you got Enigma casting. It's for 10k. They've got Tommy and Almond playing. They've got these huge Aiden's playing these huge Warzone guys, and Major's providing all the production. So man, hats off to my duo for doing so well, man. You thoroughly deserve it.
Oh, thank you, Pab. You're so kind, aren't you? I think the raid's going to cut it short anyways, but I appreciate it, brother. So thank you, guys. We will see you later on. But yeah, that is going to be it from myself and Pabs. And a huge shout out again to ACCL for plonking it on our screens and to the players for participating. And yeah, we will see you guys later on for some more COD. Cheers again, guys.